Hello guys and welcome to my channel again. Today we are going to learn file handling in Python. Not this one of course, but this one.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
Oops, this one. What we are going to do is we are going to go through each and every file that has been shown here and different methods how we can handle the text file contents and other things. So let's go.
Are you looking for learning in networking and automation both at a time, or for a cross-domain knowledge to switch the career? This channel is for you. We also provide cool life hacks with use of Python programming. Press subscribe button and bell icon below to get updates on every new video on the channel.
This is the first one where we try to read the contents of the file. Right? How we can do that in Visual Studio Code? Let's see. Okay, so the first method we are going to run or learn is read files. How do we read the files by Python, right? So what do we have here? We have a text file already in the same directory as we have the Python file. This is very important, guys. If you have the text file in some different directory, so you need to add a path for that text file, the total path of the text file. But for now I have it in the same folder as the Python file. That's why I'm using only the name of the file, right? And what I'm using the default method of Python, that is open, right? If you can see, it takes this much arguments like file, mode, buffering, encoding, errors, new line, and etc. For us now at the time of basic Python, we only need this file and mode, and for this particular read files.py we only need file, right? Only need the path of the file. Okay, so what we are doing, we are giving the path of the file. This is not the name, this is the path, because it's in the same folder. That's why we only mention tag geek.txt. Otherwise I would have mentioned the path of the file, right? And then what we are doing, we are defining a content variable. You can give it any name, right? And we are calling the read method over file, right? What it will do, it will read the content of the file and store all the content in the content variable. And then finally we are closing the file. This is also important. We cannot just keep the file open, right, and do our operation whatever we need, but we also need to close the file whenever we are done with using the content of the file. So I am closing it into the line number 3, and then I am printing the content of the file. Let's see how this works. I'll open the command prompt or PowerShell, right, and I will run Python, and the file name, we have read files.py. So I will run this. Okay, we have the content of the file. There is another method which is widely used, is read lines, right? It will give output in form of list data type. So let's see this read lines output as well. So here you see we have the line number 1, welcome to the Tech Geek, and line number 2, a learning hub for networking, right? So yeah, this is about the read operation for the file. Great, we have the first thing done, that is read files. Now move to the second one, write files. How we can write in particular text file using different modes. Let's see. Let's move over the Visual Studio Code that we have, and I already have the write underscore file.py file open. Right. What it is saying now is we are using the same function as open and the file path whatever we have, and there is an extra character in here, w, right? It's a mode of the file which we are going to open, right? So below are all the modes we can use in opening a file. Let's say if you want to use read mode, it will open the file only to read the contents, not to write anything, append anything, and not to make any changes, but only read the contents of the file. So by default the mode is R in the open function. That's why in the earlier read files we haven't used any of the mode, because it was by default as a read mode. But if you want to overwrite a file, right, then you can use only W. If you want to open and read and write both the thing, you can use R plus. You can use W plus as well for the same case. You can use append only, so it will add new lines after whatever content is there in the file. And you can also use append plus. And this is very interesting, X, right? So what it will do, it will create another file if it's not existed, right? So if you are giving something like this, techdic1 and X in here, so what it will do, if the file is not exist in a particular folder, it will create one more file named techdic1.txt and write the content whatever we uh, need. So just to demo this, what we will do, we will keep the new file name, right? And we will try with the X first, and then we'll try with other methods. So for this one, let's run this in the PowerShell. Python, right, files.py. So it has written the file. Let's see the new file has created or not. Yes, we can see here it is created, and the content of it are welcome to the TechDeep news. Right. So and the X works perfectly fine. Now let's say I want to append some more lines into it. So what I'll do, this is one extra line. We'll try to write a new line in the same file, right? And we will see if it happens. Again, run the code and see this. This is one extra line, right? So it has appended at the end of whatever the first line was. So that's why it's not in the new line. So what we can do, we can add /n here, so that it will consider this particular string as a new line. We will run the code again. Yeah. Now we have one extra line in the new line. So this way you can append on the existing file. Now if I want to write, so what this will do, this will overwrite all the contents from the previous file. So this all will go away and there will only be one line, like this is one extra line. Let's run this. And it's done. We only have one line. This is one extra line. So this is how we can write, append, or create a new file in Python. Great. We have three things done. Only one is pending now. That's standard way to handle a file in Python. Let's go and check out what it is. Okay. Here I have my file open. What we are doing earlier, we were just opening the file with open function. We are getting the content of it and we are closing it. So it's 3 line of code and we need to take care of this close every time. But what standard way says is you can use with open syntax, right? Which starts with open and then the whatever file name, path, and the mode of a file open, right? So right now we have W, so it's in write mode, and we are writing on our previous file, and we are considering this as a variable file, right? And by doing that, we open one loop, we can say, and in that particular loop, what we are doing, we are writing one sentence in the file.write. So once this loop is complete, then the file will automatically get closed, right? So just to check that, for now we have this content in taggeek.txt, but after we run this, we clear this stuff, standard way. It's done. And when we see now, it's only the one sentence that is ignored. So this has been used in day-to-day life for file handling in Python. Great, we are all done. If you learned something new from this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much.